Just a little joke there for law enforcement that they think their gun means everything. In fact, they have to hold it in their hand while having sexual relations. Now, as I said, it's a kind of a fetish. I myself don't participate in it. I don't like having to have a firearm in my hand while making love to a woman. Now, this thought right now, get me all the government guarantees of your retirements. Yes. Hmm. See, I do want you to remove this. Yes. I don't want it there. Yeah. I don't want this there because she didn't sign it. Ouch. And since it's a forgery, I want the Seattle Police Department. I want you to arrest the individual that issued it, Brent. Yes. You've committed an actual crime. Now, I'm going to want to reside with my 5 sons, and I don't want my wife to have custody of them. Yes. And I want somebody that happens to be a forensic handwriting expert. Yes. To go through every document this county issued and remove them all. Remove the arrest, the fraudulent use of the mental health evaluations, yes, and the fraud of the judgments of incompetence. I want you to do it right now. Now, I'm going to want to speak to Marilyn. Hmm. And this idea that we're going to guarantee your retirements because you're employed in the government, yeah. You know, could you get me the emissions trading, the open market buying and selling of emissions permits and emission reduction credits? Yeah. A lot of those that are corporations, right? They manufacture, yes. And in environmental law, we've established a type of where you can buy and sell this amount of carbon dioxide that you can emit into the atmosphere. And then could you get me all the emissions locations of every vehicle? Yes. See, when taking my vehicle, when we lived in Vancouver to the emissions, yes, I actually couldn't get tabs unless it passed emissions. Oh. And I would think that if I had any knowledge of a crime as a state employee of each and every emissions location, yeah, I'd be obligated to have the individual arrested too. See, they have a little badge there. Yes. You don't think of them as having the availability of enforcing the laws. But I think they can because you don't get a badge unless you can enforce the laws. So you get me all the emissions trading of each and every business. Yeah. That has the availability of purchasing, yes, any sort of permit or emission reduction credit, yes. And then you get me the emissions results of every vehicle in the state of Washington. Then all the employees, because I've asked for this before, yes. In fact, why don't you get me their dentist? See, I have a lot of broken teeth and I've suffered a lot, yes, but I still have that one gold filling. Yeah. It's kind of like, let's say I was watching television. Oh. And I was watching one of these high definition antenna television stations that the news has been talking about. A lot of poor people, they can't afford gold fillings. No, they can't. Quite often it's the mercury, yes, that some people say causes premature death. Yes, it does. Or if you're, let's say, middle class, you might have one of these ceramic, yeah, fillings. Oh. Very few individuals can actually afford the gold fillings. Pooch. But I'd like to know the gold fillings of each and every individual in law enforcement throughout this nation, all 1.2 million. Yes. And then all of those elected to office everywhere in the nation, approximately 1 to 2 million individuals. And then every attorney in every attorney firm, yes, all the lobbyists, and all the corporations that have the availability of buying and selling emissions. Now, a couple of days ago, I told you about that 1,000 wealthiest persons throughout the world. Yeah, let's let's increase it to 100,000. Yes, I'd like to know the assets of the 100,000 wealthiest people throughout the world. Yeah, that probably don't need an HD antenna. They can afford to pay for cable or satellite.